now, Mrs. Perkins. It was good of you to come in. I realise you are a busy lady, but I didn't think this should be discussed over the electric telephone.
Why, no, Headmistress. I mean, if Tommy's in some sort of trouble, I'd like to nip it in the bud.
Well, quite frankly, Tommy is in trouble. Recently, his behaviour has left a great deal to be desired.
Dear.
He seems to take no interest in school life whatsoever. He refuses to muck in on the sports field, and it's weeks since any master has received any written work from him.
Dear me.
Quite frankly, Mrs. Perkins, if he wasn't dead, I'd have him expelled.
I'm sorry, I beg your pardon.
Yes, expelled. I wasn't making allowances for the fact that your son is dead. He'd be out on his ear.
He's dead?
Yes, yes. He's lying up there in sick bay now, stiff as a board and bright green. This is, I fear, typical of his current attitude. One minute he's flying around like a paper kite, the next minute he's lying there, stiff as a board and completely immovable, and beginning to smell.
Oh, how did he die?
Oh, is that important?
Why, yes, I think so.
Well, it's all got to do with the library, you see. We've had a lot of trouble recently with boys taking out library books without library cards. Your son was caught. I administered a beating, during which he died. But you'll be glad to know that the ringleader was caught, so we shan't be having any more trouble with library discipline. You see, the library card system...
I'm sorry?
...was built.
You beat my son to death?
Yes, yes, so it would seem. Please, I'm not used to being interrupted.
What exactly happened?
Well, apparently the boys were just slipping in and taking the books.
No, during the beating.
Oh, that. Well, one minute he was bending over, and the next minute he was lying down.
Dead?
Deadish. Mrs. Perkins, I find this morbid fascination you have of your son's death quite disturbing. What I'm talking about is his attitude. And quite frankly, I can see where he gets it from.
It wasn't me who beat my son to death.
Well, that was perfectly obvious the first day he arrived here. I wondered then, as I wonder now, if he had not turned out to be a very different boy indeed, had we administered a few fatal beatings earlier.
Are you mad?
I'm furious! In order to accommodate the funeral, I've had to cancel afternoon school on Wednesday.
This is preposterous.
Yes, it is. Or at least it would be, if it were true.
What?
I fear I've been joking with you, Mrs. Perkins. Pardon me, it's my strange sense of academic humour. Been pulling your leg.
Oh, thank God for that.
I wouldn't cancel afternoon school to bury that little sod.